Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we are checking out two knives here from Kizer. I believe these are the same model, if I'm not mistaken. They are from the April drop. We have the, no pun intended, the drop bear. And we have two models here. One has a D2 blade with a G10 handle. The other one has AEBL blade, which we saw on the recent Ursa major knife, olive green G10 handle. So these are very interesting. What I found curious is the fact that it is 2.57 inches on this one and 2.56 inches on this one. The 0.01 inch there difference, I don't know what happened there, but let's go ahead and let's go over the this D2 model first. Why not? Again, bada bing bada boom. This is their new boxing action for you. And then we have, take the sleeve off, and then we have a bigger box in black, sharing, respect, innovation. Come on now, put the password in here, get this thing open. Yeah, very premium unboxing indeed here. We got the dear customer, thank you for choosing our products to continue to improve and provide a better experience. We have recently updated our packaging. Yeah, I have seen a little bit of a shift towards more streamlined unboxing and whatnot. So action for you sticker right there. There is the drop bear right here. That's looking pretty good. And underneath the plastic there we have the sheath, wiping cloth. Oh yeah, baby, look at this. There is a pair of tweezers here and there is a toothpick tool on there. I wonder where that will go. We saw something similar on the Civivi Sendi from Ben Peterson design recently, and it is now making its way to a fixed blade. That is awesome, right? Warranty stuff, the wiping cloth on there as well. That's looking pretty dope. Let's go ahead and close this one up, and might as well open the other one here. Have it ready as well. Why not? Let's see here. This is the AEBL blade version. Again, I'll have all these linked down below for you guys. There we go. It's pretty much a tight fit there on these. By the way, the drop bear, the original folder, is a AZO design, and so the fixed blade version of it, obviously still an AZO design, which is kind of funny, right? Fun fact, I haven't actually checked out the drop bear here in the channel in almost 2 years or so, 2.5 years of making content, and I'm actually checking out the fixed blade first, so that's interesting. I am seeing perhaps a slight different geometry. That's going to be interesting there. So different sticker on this one. Let's see, right? Same wiping cloth, sheath, all that good stuff. And we have the tweezers and toothpick for this one, along with a different sheath, Kydex sheath. So this is going to be pretty interesting, you guys. This is going to be very interesting. You got, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, two different geometries of fixed blades here, right? So let's go ahead and cut to the chase, if you know what I mean, no pun intended. Let's go ahead and start with this one first. We got a paracord lanyard back here, and let me go ahead and take the plastic off. Ooh, okay, so this is where the actual inserts go. Now, are these extra? No, that'll be cool, right? If you get some extra ones in the box. Now, Kizer always sends you additional hardware with, regular folding knives in case you miss, you lose a screw or something. Here, because it's a fixed blade, they're actually giving you an additional toothpick and an additional set of pliers. So that's cool that it's located right over here. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's take off the protection there from the tip. And man, that is definitely the most drop bear fixed blade I've ever seen. Obviously, based off of the folder. Holy smokes. I mean, talk about, so far, definitely making a really, really great first impression here. If you know anything about Kizer, you know the drop bear is absolutely one of their most popular models as a folder. And now in a fixed blade config, yeah, absolutely sign me up. Now this one has a satin finish. It is a D2 blade, drop point geometry, right? So check this out. I can do a 3-finger grip. Kind of use the pinky here on the lanyard. And I'm not typically a lanyard person, but here it kind of sort of makes sense. And then you got this finger choil with some jimping on there, so you can forward choke. And man, oh man, that feels right at home right there. Plenty of jimping. Check out the extensive jimping right there, even into the G10 scales. That is great. And if that wasn't enough, they also gave you a little bit of jimping right over here in the front as well. So that's looking pretty epic there. I'm digging that. Scales are nice and slim, not too thick. Full tan construction, of course. That is the way to go. And the ergos are as hand melting as it gets. Really, hands down, as good as it gets right here. Holy smoke. So if you love the ergos on your drop bear folding knife, you're definitely going to dig the ergos here on the fixed blade. There's no pocket clip in sight. It's just really, really comfortable, right, in the ergonomics department. Take a quicker look at this other geometry here, right? So this one, is it a different geometry? Yep, I think so. I absolutely think so. So let's take a look. This one looks like a sheep's foot blade. So that is definitely interesting. So not just one geometry, but a second geometry you can choose from if you're more of a Warncliffe sheep's foot kind of guy, right? Check this one out here. Definitely digging that. Also get that paracord lanyard back there. Again, full tank construction, OD green G10 on this one, which, by the way, I meant to say that with this guy. Yeah, they both feel pretty grippy, really, really functional G10 with some really nice, you know, standard texture to it, but it gets the job done, right? That is pretty grippy right there, right? Beautiful satin finish with the flat grind. That tip is nice and low, great for utility cuts and drop cuts. AEBL steel on this one, and yeah, here is your access to your two tools. So in a way, I mean, this is pretty neat to have, honestly. I definitely dig that. So you can do you take them both out at the same time, or one first then the other? Okay, it looks like the pliers here, right, will come out first. So pretty standard pliers here. Pretty cool, very nice. Kind of remind me a little bit of the pliers on, not pliers, tweezers. What am I talking about, pliers, bro? Miguel, what are you smoking? Kind of reminds me a little bit of the tweezers that we looked at in the BIBURY and the BIBURY multi-tool. So you can see them side by side right there. All right, very straightforward concept. Kind of makes you wonder, why hasn't this been implemented sooner? Something very original from the, say, a Swiss Army knife, Victorinox, right? To have some extra pliers to go with your knife of what have you. So, I mean, we were all really personally surprised when the Civivi Sendi, right, included a pair of pliers and a toothpick. And now seeing Kaiser doing it, and hopefully more companies do it, that'll be kind of nice, right? It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? So same deal on the other side. And I wonder if you can put them facing outward. Hopefully, is that a possibility? Come on. Come on now. Is it? Ooh, okay. I think I might have discovered something there. So it goes well on one hole, but not well on the other hole. All right. I can put them facing outwards, but that will give me kind of like a sore spot right there. It'll be a little pokey, if you know what I mean. So it definitely makes sense to, you know, put it in or slide it in there facing inward. Kind of goes in very satisfyingly. So, and then same thing here with the tweezers. Tweezers, not pliers, Miguel. Tweezers, not pliers. Get it right. So let's do some size comparisons here. But both of these are going to be pretty much on the smaller side of things, right? Small fixed blade knife, if you would. Some other knives out here. There's the Vosteed Mink. That one's going to be a little bit bigger. Here is the Lothar Porcupine. Kind of looks like a throwing knife. It's also a neck knife. You can see size differences there, right? The Mink is a little bit bigger, right? Porcupine with this ring here is also a little bit bigger as well. Speaking of two really good small size EDC fixed blades, some of my all-time favorites, the Deckhand right there and the Smolt from Kaiser. All right, so check those out as well. All right, both of those are going to be just a little bit bigger than the Drop Bear Fixie, as you can see. And last but not least, in the large fixed blade territory there, we have the Luccio, Tenable Luccio, and we have the Ursa Major from Kaiser, right? So that is the same OD green G10 scales on this bad boy, right? Both of these are pretty hardcore, heavy use EDC blades. Both of these have that AEBL steel on the blade there, so that's pretty cool. So check them out. And I will have all these linked down below, so if you guys want to check prices, availability, variants, definitely check those links. And I also do have content on all of these knives as well. So obviously, because we have a different blade geometry, we also have a different sheath. So we have this sheep's footy sheath here. That's for the sheep's foot blade. Try to say that 10 times fast. Right, nice satisfying engagement. Love it. Kaiser always does a really good job with their sheath. Same thing here with the drop point version. Here we go. All right. Feels pretty good. Any rattling on there? Right, except smacking them against each other. Nope, there's no rattling of any kind, which is good. And we have the spring loader button, right, clip on there, which you can carry. Actually, on this particular one, you could do, it's actually set up for vertical carry here if you want to put it on your belt, but if you put it on your backpack, the way it is, it's actually going to be horizontal. If you do want to carry horizontal on your belt, then you can undo these screws and just mount the clip, you know, horizontal vertically like this, and it will give you the option to mount it for scout carry. So you got the additional holes on both of them there, so that's good, right? You can mount the clip this way, or you can mount the clip that way as well. And I mean, again, that's very nice engagement there on the in and out. Definitely digging that. Feels pretty premium. We also got a tension adjuster right here with this one screw right there, so that's a good thing. And, you know, straightforward design pretty much. I do like the fact that they took the time to give us two different geometries. That is pretty neat. All right, moment of truth here on our scientific cutting test. We have the drop bear drop point one. We're gonna start with that one. This one is the D2 steel option. Let's get that 5x zoom there for some extra drama. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's absolutely sharp, no doubt about it. Let's switch over to the sheep's foot blade here. Let's see how this one does. This one is that AEBL steel. All right, here we go. All right, both cutting really, really nice. Let me see if I can sort of notice a difference from one steel to the other. All right, back to the D2. All right, that is feeling really slicey if you ask me. Back to the AEBL. Both feel really good. It's a little bit louder on the cut here with the AEBL steel. Back to the D2. No, not even. They're about the same, and they both perform really, really good. Last but not least, let's do a little bit of cardboard here. This is single wall cardboard. And remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but at an angle. So it should look something like this. Oh yeah, and the grip feels nice and natural. I can see myself cutting with this thing for a long amount of time. Nice. All right, switching back to the sheep's foot blade. Love the forward choke position there with the finger choil. That's absolutely the way to go. Definitely a great design call right there. And one last one. Yeah, there you go. I mean, the benefit of the sheep's foot, again, is going to be, you know, being able to do draw cuts, utility cuts. That tip is a little bit lower than the pivot, but they got you covered, right? You got both geometries there, whichever one you like the most, if not both, right? That is definitely a great thing. They could have just made it a drop point blade, but, you know, they know there's people out there, myself included, who really love their sheep's foot blade and Warncliffe blades, so that's absolutely the way to go. Guys, let me know in the comments how sharp are these guys on a scale from 1 through 10. Factory edge, you guys let me know. All right, guys, well, there you have it. That is the drop bear fixed blade. Definitely AW, right? We have seen, it's funny because we have seen this trend in the knife world here multiple times. We have seen very popular fixed blades that have turned into folding knives. For example, the Canary from QSP, I believe, it started as a fixed blade and a neck knife, and then it made its way into a folding knife. And then we're seeing the opposite here. We're seeing that drop bear was originally, or is originally, a folding knife, and they just turned it into a fixed blade. They have done that with a few other models too. The Kizer Militaw, for example, has always been a folding knife from the beginning, but then sometime last year they turned it into a fixed blade. So I mean, yeah, definitely love when that trend goes around, because there's people who love the design, right? But there's people who are perhaps more hardcore fixed blade users. There are other people who are perhaps hardcore folder users, right? And there's the people like me who love and enjoy both, but it's always a win for the community when they take a popular design and turn it into either a fixed blade or a folding knife, whichever one doesn't exist already. So just to add more variety, more options to the market. I don't have a drop bear on hand, but it's one of their most popular knives. Hopefully I can check it out here in the near future sometime. But, you know, chances are if you've been in this EDC journey, you've probably heard about the drop bear at some point now. So guys, I'll have all of these linked down below so you guys can check out those prices, availability, and variants. These are very, very affordable. So definitely by the time you're watching this video, check those links in the description and pin comments if you're interested in picking yourself up one of these. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. Let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. What do you love about it? What do you love? What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Is there anything you dislike about it? Are you more of a fan? Are you more of a fan of the drop point geometry? Are you more of a fan of the sheep's foot geometry? Definitely let me know as well. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's hang out down there. Check out the unboxing on the Parakeet if you haven't already. That's right, Kaiser actually added a button-operated liner lock, so that is awesome news. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.